These stories of coldness and lack of compassion would make anyone doubt their people's loveliness. And yet, Inkasisalele Africa, you are so lovely, so lovely. It is this loveliness who you deeply are, but you have forgotten, as so many of us have forgotten, that we are beautiful. And it is not all our own fault. We have entered a period of such instability and impoverishment of spirit that even though charged with our soul care, our ministers, our teachers, our spiritual guides are themselves often in a state of fright. Never before has humanity faced losing the earth itself, which is exactly what we are losing as global warming increases and as greater climate disasters affect us worldwide. We are, all of us on some level, living with a degree of terror that humanity has never experienced before. It is not so surprising, therefore, that there are those who feel the need to protect themselves behind vast barriers of wealth. But such protection is an illusion. Mother Nature presents a very different kind of army than the ones we are used to fighting. The armies of poverty, colonization, weapons of all kinds, media doublespeak that keeps us confused. In fact, what is so chilling about Mother Nature is how indifferent she can be to who should be punished for the crimes committed against her. We are all being punished. And this is because we have forgotten one of the most basic of the things that made us beautiful, that we must never fail to have respect for her. And we must cease at once from taking more than she is willing to give. And here I will insert another poem from my collection, Her Blue Body, Everything We Know. We have a beautiful mother. Her hills are buffaloes, her buffaloes' hills. We have a beautiful mother. Her oceans are wombs, her wombs oceans. We have a beautiful mother. Her teeth, the white stones at the edge of the water, the summer grasses, her plentiful hair. We have a beautiful mother. Her green lap, immense. Her brown embrace, eternal. And her blue body, everything we know. Africa. God bless Mother Africa. I would remind you that this beautiful mother of which you sing and of which I write is not an intellectual idea. It is real and it is nature. It is earth, it is this world, it is the cosmos, the moon and the stars, grass and planets. It is your lions and elephants, just as it is our buffalo and bears. It is the everything of life that is our mother, our goddess and God. It is this everything of life we must return to, bow to, protect and nurture. It is largely because we have forgotten the beauty of our mother that we have forgotten the beauty and wonder of ourselves, for we are one. On a practical level, what is to be done? I realized during the Bush years in the United States, which were all but unbearable for many of us to endure, that we must in no instance rely totally on external leadership, that each of us has a leader within us. It is our conscience. One of the ways of developing this leader within is to sit during some portion of the day in meditation or in contemplation if the thought of meditation seems too far-fetched. This is the time all the old Africans knew when the soul is permitted to catch up to the runaway body and the speedy, chattering mind. During this state of inner development, it is sometimes revealed not only that we are all connected to one another, but that indeed we are one another. Our separation is largely illusion. Realizing this, there develops the intention of caring for the totality of life, not just for ourselves. I have been a political, social, and spiritual activist for most of my life. I feel connected to peoples and struggles all over the globe. The foundation for this work, as an adult, lies in the circle of women, and sometimes men, I have joined. And this is the medicine today that I bring to you. That at the moment, from what I read in the papers, your government is not listening to your cries for a new and better way to exist. That democracy, of which much has been said, is still radically unclear to the people who still hunger and thirst. As well, the old methods of protest have left a great weariness and disappointment. It is time to circle. I advise that every one of you in this room call up between 7 and 11 of your staunchest, smartest, and most thoughtful friends, and that you create of yourselves a circle that meets at least once a month in each other's homes. There, in the safety and privacy of that sacred place, enter thoroughly into dialogue about what you wish for and will work for in your country. There need not be a specific agenda. In fact, it will work better if there is not. What I have found, especially with women's groups, is that when a certain number of women get together, leaving all agendas outside the door, whatever is most urgent gets addressed anyway. There appears to be magic simply in the willingness to tackle life's hardest problems from the humble position of being simply one among many in a circle of individuals caring for the common lot. I began my writing life as a poet, went on to write 7 novels, dozens of short stories and essays, volumes of poems, children's books, but now I am re-embracing poetry as a priority, which is what, in my opinion, current movements for liberation and justice desperately need. Poetry is the lifeblood of rebellion, revolution, and consciousness raising. And it is the raising of consciousness that is the most effective way to ensure lasting change. About this, Steve Biko was absolutely right. Once your consciousness changes, so does your existence. I believe we must spread the idea of circling around the globe until all our circles merge, transforming the face of the planet organically, making our public political leaders, those who refuse circling with the people, as obsolete as they frequently show themselves to be. We are capable of leading ourselves if we can develop the capacity to listen, to hear what we ourselves believe. This will undoubtedly require releasing our attachments to many of our gadgets, which are drowning out our inner voices. Lastly, I would advise you to dance. Over a period of about a year, I wrote a book of poems that will be published in the U.S. next month. It is called Hard Times Require Furious Dancing. I believe Africans who have suffered so grievously and who obviously have also experienced a great depth of joy, you see this sometimes in your smiles and eyes, have always known this, that this is why dance, like song, is prominent in the culture of all Africans. In writing this book, Hard Times Require Furious Dancing, I revisited the times in recent years that my heart was bursting with sorrow. Times when losing family, friends, or the earth itself felt like more than I could bear. And yet, just as springtime makes us forget about winter, my own love of the wonder of existence in any condition or form forced me to wish to celebrate life. And so I hired a band and a dance floor and invited friends and family to a gathering at which the only directive was, don't talk, dance. Times are hard everywhere. Mother Africa, also known as Mother Earth, is very irritated with us. We may be on our way to extinction as a species. I wish her only happiness in any outcome. Hard times require furious dancing. Every one of us in this large room is the proof. Inkosi Solele, Africa. Thank you.